A lot of NC scenes were cut from episode 9 of ABO Desire, but the intensity of the emotions and the struggles between Gao Tu and Shen WenLang remain unforgettable. In this deleted scene, we get a glimpse of the raw, unfiltered reality behind the story moments that were too intense for the original release. It begins with Gao Tu, overwhelmed by emotions he could barely understand. That night, his heart was pounding, his mind racing. He didn't want to confront the reality that had been brewing between him and Shen WenLang for months. Deep down, he had hoped that when the time came, everything would be gentle, that their connection could bloom naturally, filled with understanding and tenderness. But life, as it often does, had other plans. Gao Tu tried to escape. He ran, not just physically, but emotionally. He ran from the overwhelming feelings that had been quietly building in his heart. The truth was, he had loved Shen WenLang silently for a long time. It was a one-sided love, hidden behind smiles, conversations, and shared moments. He had never dared to confess, fearing rejection or misunderstanding. But tonight, he thought, maybe he could take a step back, create space for clarity. Shen WenLang, however, had other instincts at work. He caught up with Gao Tu, pulling him back before he could disappear. And in that moment, Gao Tu felt the undeniable weight of Shen WenLang's presence. It wasn't about recognition, not yet. Shen WenLang was unaware that it was Gao Tu before him. Instead, his actions were driven by something more primal, something involuntary, the overwhelming influence of Gao Tu's pheromones. The omega and heat scent had triggered an instinct so deep that Shen WenLang could barely control it. Gao Tu struggled under Shen WenLang's grip. He had imagined his first time with him differently soft, tender, a reflection of the love he felt. But reality was far from that dream. The moment was consumed by animal instincts, raw and overpowering, leaving no room for the sweetness he had longed for. Tears streamed down Gao Tu's face, not from pleasure, but from heartbreak. Tears streamed down Gao Tu's face, not from pleasure, but from heartbreak. His love was present, yes, but it was unacknowledged, invisible to the one he cherished most. The one-sided nature of Gao Tu's feelings made it even more painful. He had poured his heart into this love silently, hoping for mutual recognition one day. But in this scene, his dreams of mutual affection, of trust and shared intimacy, were crushed under circumstances he couldn't control. The reality was harsh. One night of impulsive actions had irrevocably changed everything. And then came the consequences. Gao Tu found himself pregnant after that one chaotic night. The realization hit him like a storm. A pregnancy he hadn't expected, hadn't wanted at this moment, yet it was undeniable. The weight of the situation settled on his shoulders. This wasn't just about unspoken love anymore. It was about responsibility, fear, and the looming uncertainty of the future. Gao Tu's mind raced. How could he face Shen WenLang now? Could he even tell him? Would Shen WenLang understand? Or would he reject the news entirely? The questions spun endlessly in his head, leaving him dizzy, trapped in a whirlwind of emotions. His love for Shen WenLang didn't change, but the circumstances surrounding it complicated everything. Every thought was intertwined with worry and regret. At the same time, Shen WenLang remained oblivious to the personal connection in that moment. He didn't recognize Gao Tu as the one he had silently cared for, the one whose presence had always been comforting. Instead, he was consumed by instinct, unaware of the emotional depth beneath the surface. It was a collision of raw desire and hidden feelings, a tragic misalignment that left both of them caught in an impossible situation. Despite the chaos, Gao Tu's heart didn't waver in its love. Even though he had been forced into this situation, his affection remained steadfast. His tears weren't from anger towards Shen WenLang, but from the painful contrast between his dreams and reality. He had imagined love that was tender, consensual, and mutual. Instead, he was faced with a night that reflected none of that. A night driven purely by biological responses, not the gentle affection he had imagined. As the night ended, the aftermath left Gao Tu feeling isolated. He was alone with his emotions, his heart aching with unspoken words, and a future clouded with uncertainty. The pregnancy added another layer of complexity. It was both a symbol of what had occurred and a reminder of the responsibilities he now had to face. The love he carried silently had become complicated by circumstances entirely beyond his control. Even in his turmoil, Gao Tu remained introspective. He considered the possibility of telling Shen WenLang about his feelings, of revealing the silent love he had harbored. Yet fear and hesitation held him back. What if Shen WenLang didn't reciprocate? What if the revelation shattered the fragile connection they had? These thoughts weighed heavily, making every breath a challenge. Through all of this, we see the tragic beauty of their story. Gao Tu's love is selfless, unwavering, and quiet, while Shen WenLang remains unaware, caught in instinct and impulse. The dynamic between them highlights the complexities of human emotions and the consequences of unspoken truths. Even though Gao Tu suffered, his capacity for love never diminished. It is this depth that makes their story compelling, heart-wrenching, and unforgettable. The deleted scenes reveal another layer of their journey. While the original episode focused on the overt narrative, these cut moments show us the intimate struggles behind the scenes, the silent pain, the unacknowledged love, and the vulnerability that both characters experience. It's a reminder that sometimes the most profound moments aren't the ones the world sees, but the ones that happen in private, in hearts and minds, unseen and unspoken. Gao Tu's internal conflict is the core of this scene. He grapples with feelings of betrayal, not from Shen WenLang, but from circumstances and fate itself. He mourns the loss of the idealized love he had envisioned, a love that would have been shared with understanding and mutual consent. Instead, he faces a reality that is messy, uncontrollable, and entirely unpredictable. The pregnancy becomes a turning point, a catalyst for new challenges and decisions. Gao Tu must navigate this unexpected responsibility while still holding onto his love for Shen WenLang. It's a delicate balance, a tightrope between fear and hope, despair and determination. The audience can feel his struggle, empathize with his pain, and hope for a resolution that honors both his love and his newfound challenges. As viewers, we are drawn into the emotional intensity. The deleted scenes amplify the depth of the characters' experiences. We witness Gao Tu's heartbreak, Shen WenLang's obliviousness, and the unspoken tension that defines their interactions. It's a story of love, longing, and the harsh realities that sometimes accompany desire. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an emotional moment like this. Share your thoughts in the comments. What would you have done if you were in Gao Tu's shoes?